And in this video I will deploy a virtual machine, my first ever virtual machine in Azure. So first of all, I will go ahead here and search for virtual machine. So this is, you can see, click on that virtual machine and you can see here the create. We need to create Azure virtual machine, or either you can create from here as well. So I will be choose my resource group. So this is my resource group. I will choose a name, virtual machine, virtual lab. Okay, this is my virtual machine, and the location I will be using the central India only. Here is the availability option. So at this moment I will not use any availability option. So later in the video I will be discussing about these options, what is the availability zone and the skill set and the availability set. So as of now I'm proceed further for without availability option. Next option is the security type. So I will be go ahead with the standard only to reduce the cost, and here I will be go ahead with the Windows 2022. Okay, and moving to the next, this is the size of the VM. So I will be using this one, B2S. So this will be the size where we will get 2 CPU and 4 GB of memory, and it will be charged 3200 around per month. So after that you need to mention here the username. So I will be using here the username, so that whenever a VM will be created I will able to log into that VM. Okay, in the public inbound port I will be using I will be allow this port for 3389. This is the RTP port, and we will be able to log in with this port. So moving to the next option, in the licensing I'm not using that one. Moving to the disk part. Next, here is the disk. You can reduce, or you can, means by default it's having a 127 of gigs, so I will be using that one. And in the OS this type I will go ahead with the standard STD for demo perspective. Here we can either select or deselect according to our convenient, means delete this VM if not required. Here is the encryption part, so I will leave as it is. And if you want to add any additional disks for that virtual machine, here you can create, or if any disk is available we can add from here up the option. Okay, so this is the by default advanced setting I will so in the networking we got virtual network. This will be connect to our virtual machine. So so far I didn't have any virtual network available for, so I am keeping as this one, and this is the subnet, and this is the public IP. We need to create a public IP so that we can log into that VM using from my laptop. So this is the public IP which will be created. This is the network security group. Okay, where we will be allowing the inbound and outbound rule, so we can keep as a by default. So in the public inbound route I will allowing 3389 port, so that I will be able to log into using that public IP to that machine. Okay, if you want to delete this public IP whenever and NIC network interface card, when VM is when you planning to delete that VM, you can choose this option, or you can leave at it. So here is the load balancing option. So if you are using any load balancer or application gateway, we will use that option. So at this moment I'm not using that one. I'm proceeding further with the default. Here in the management section, if we want to add any identity RBAC custom rule, we can use that one, or enter ID, this one. Auto shutdown option, if you be planning for auto shutdown, like many of the organization is doing shutdown of the VM on Friday and start that VM on Monday, so that they will be not get extra charges for the weekends. So we can use that one. Okay, so at this moment I'm not using that one. For the backup, like if you want to take a backup of your data disk or the VM, we can use that one. This is a site recovery, like for the disaster recovery, we do have a separate video for disaster recovery. You can check out from my playlist. Here is the hot fixes, like automatic update of your VM. So by default whatever the option getting, I'm proceeding further with that option only. Moving to the next, monitoring. So here you can set a alert for the VM, like any CPU utilization or the any so you can set a alert, like if your VM got rebooted or stop the VM, you can uh, receive an email or alert from that. So you can check that one. In the boot diagnostic, there is means we can validate the server using the boot diagnostic, like if any issue, we can check from there. So at this moment I'm disabling this one. So this is the option for monitoring. Proceed further for the advanced. Here is the some of the extensions we can enable for our VM applications. And if you want to run some of the script, you can mention here. Okay, and proceeding further for the tagging. So as you know that tagging is necessary for our cost management, like or segregating that VM to that environment, like and normally we tag for the cost optimization. So the tagging should be mandatory for the production environment and for the organization. So at this moment I'm skipping this one. I'm proceeding further for review and create. So now it has passed the validation. Now you can see here is the charges will be applied for VMs, and here you can also see here the charges for per month. Okay, so these are the summary. You can see here whatever the settings we have followed previously. If you want to do some modification, if you forget to modify, you can just go to the previous and do the modification, and come to that review and create section. So I will go ahead and create this VM. So it will take around 2 to 5 minutes to deploy this VM in the resource group. So now the provisioning has been started. So first of all, it is creating our VNet, public IP, and the NSG. So NSG got created, and this is the network interface, the NIC, which will be assigned to that virtual machine. So all the network resources got created. Now the VM is about to provisioning. If you want to check the operation detail, you can check here, tracking ID and the request ID, everything you can find from here. So it will take around 2 to 3 minutes to provision the resources. So finally our resources got created. So I will go ahead to the resource and check. So sometimes we are getting this type of error. We don't need to worry about this. uh, After 2 or 3 minutes we can refresh these pages. Okay, it will be means automatically resolve that issue. So as you can see, the error is not found now. So I will be go ahead and copy that public IP and we'll try to RDP that VM. So I will be using that username and the password which we have mentioned during the deployment. So now we are able to log into the server. Okay, and whatever the resources we have deployed we can see in the overview. This is the 2 CPU and 4 gig of memory we can find. This is the operating system. Okay, and the VM status is running and the location, what are the subscription and the ID which we are using we can find from here, and all the details we can find here. If you want to check the network setting from here you can see. Okay, so here is the nick detail you can find here. Here is the network security group which is got deployed for this one. So this is the uh, basic for virtual machine deployment. How in this video we have checked means how we provision the simple virtual machine in Azure. Thank you.